Welcome to Hayes Post News. I'm Becky Kaiser. Great Lakes Airlines is discontinuing passenger service next Monday, March 31st at the Hayes Regional Airport. In a news release Friday, Hayes City Manager Toby Doherty said Great Lakes' suspension of service means passengers using the Hayes Airport will have to seek other outlets until service is established with SkyWest. You'll recall the U.S. Department of Transportation recently awarded the contract for passenger service to SkyWest Airlines. That service, though, begins later this summer. The current Great Lakes contract is through May 1st. The first of 5 candidates selected as presidential finalists for Fort Hays State University is meeting with campus and community groups Monday and Tuesday. The first finalist, Dr. Tisa Mason, is currently the vice president for student affairs at Fort Hays State. Mason previously served as the dean of student life at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater and as executive director of Sigma Kappa Sorority and Foundation in Indianapolis. Dates for the other 4 presidential finalist visits are March 27th, April 1st, April 7th, and April 10th. The search committee will submit its candidate recommendations to the Board of Regents at the conclusion of the campus interviews. The regents anticipate naming the next Fort Hays State president in late April. Dr. Ed Hammond will retire June 30th after serving the university since 1987. The City of Ellis has banned all outdoor watering as it looks for additional water supplies. To educate residents how to better conserve water, the city will host a water festival Thursday at Ellis High School. Fort Hays State University Leadership Studies student Valerie Ramage is one of the organizers. She says the event will have information for children and adults. SOT odds tag in 5, 4, 3. The Ellis Water Festival will also include rain barrels. The free event is Thursday evening from 5 to 7. A special win at the past weekend's Kansas Special Olympics basketball tournament in Hayes. The Hayes High School Indians Special Olympics team won it all and was awarded first place Saturday. According to the family of one team member, the games are not really about winning. Instead, Special Olympics provides what is sometimes a rare opportunity for kids with special needs. Carrie Blurton introduces us to Trey Blackman and his family.
Wearing bright yellow sweatbands on his head and wrist, Trey Blackman was easy to spot at the Special Olympics Kansas basketball tournament.
He had his sweatbands on since last night, so he's been wearing those ready to go, so it's nice to see him this happy.
Like so many other families, friends, and community members, they are all there to support and cheer on the athletes, something Trey's family says are moments they treasure.
It's really important to us because this is one time we can focus on Trey. All my other kids do a lot of different activities and get a lot of attention for things, and this is really the only thing that he gets. So it's really exciting and fun for him.
We come out every year to come support him. It's just nice seeing him being able to be a part of something since he's not able to do the sports at school, and so he really enjoys it.
And what did the games mean to Trey?
About love basketball.
Love and basketball.
Yeah.
Carrie Blurton for Hayes Post.
The Special Olympics Kansas basketball and cheerleading tournament was held at Hayes Recreation Commission and Gross Memorial Coliseum. If you missed Eagle Community TV's live broadcast of the opening ceremonies, you can still see it this week. There will be a rebroadcast on Eagle Community TV Channel 14 at 4 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Cedar Contractors in Great Bend offers a showroom of products to help you enjoy your home. Spas, fireplaces, water purifying systems, pools and spa chemicals, and of course, Lennox heating and air conditioning systems. Along with these products, Cedars offers professional residential and commercial plumbing and electrical services. Call Cedar Contractors in Great Bend and experience the Cedar difference. Service you can depend on and prices you can trust.
Cedar is the leader. We're always here for you. Don't you sleep better knowing we never do. The service you deserve, the quality you expect. ServiceMaster Clean, ServiceMaster of Hayes. Everything we clean, satisfaction guaranteed. And we clean everything with ServiceMaster of Hayes. ServiceMaster, ServiceMaster of Hayes.
Hi, Jim Cleland, Cleveland Pharmacy, Waukeeny. At the beginning of the year, it's a good time to look back the road you traveled, where you're going, where you've been, and what are you doing. We asked the computer for the 100 most popular drugs we dispensed in the year 2011 and 2013, and what did we find? We have reduced acquisition costs by 28.68%. We can lower the cost of prescriptions for you Come in and see us. Let's talk about prescription therapy.
This is a news update from the Salina Post. Some Kansas officials, real estate agents, and homeowners say changes to the debt-addled National Flood Insurance Program don't match reality in a rarely flooded state. For many years, the federal government offered subsidized flood insurance on homes and businesses constructed in the days before there were many rules about building close to water, but premiums collected haven't been sufficient to cover the payouts, leaving the program $24 billion in debt. Congress acted in 2012 to replace the funding, and even after a recent overhaul, more than 40% of nearly 5,550 policyholders in Kansas will see annual increases. The Kansas Corporation Commission is conducting energy audits at several rural grocery stores to determine how the stores can maximize efficiency. Ryan Freed, director of the KCC's Energy Division, says the audit information goes into recommendations about what energy improvements a store can make and how long it would take for them to pay off. Freed says the stores are getting the energy audits aren't required to adopt any of the recommendations. Kansas voters are a step closer to deciding whether to legalize charitable raffles. The State House Federal and State Affairs Committee last week endorsed a proposed amendment to the Kansas Constitution to allow charity raffles. The committee's voice vote sends it to the full House for debate. The Senate adopted the measure last month. If the House also adopts it by a two-thirds majority, the proposal would be on the ballot for the August 5th primary election, with approval by a simple majority of voters changing the Constitution. The Kansas Constitution originally prohibited all forms of lotteries. Kansas now has a lottery and state-owned casinos, but they're permitted under a 1986 amendment, making an exception to the overall ban on lotteries. Under Kansas law, raffles are essentially private lotteries. Governor Brownback has until March 31st to decide the fate of the Kansas GOP's plan to make it harder for voters to switch parties before primary elections. The legislature delivered a bill containing the GOP plan to the governor last Friday. He has 10 days under the state constitution to sign the measure, veto it, or let it become law without his signature. The bill prohibits voters registered with a political party from switching their affiliation between the June 1st candidate filing deadline until after the results of the August primary is certified. Currently, law allows voters to change their registration up to 2 weeks before the primary. Republicans contend the change would protect the integrity of party contest. Democrats have said the bill would restrict voting rights. Well, Kansas legislators have given final approval to a bill adding cell phone numbers to the state's no-call law for telephone solicitors. The House approved the measure from Attorney General Derek Schmidt. The Senate passed the same measure last month and now heads to Governor Brownback. Kansas enacted a no-call statute in 2002 to protect residents from unwanted telemarketing calls. People add their numbers to the list maintained by the Federal Trade Commission. The Attorney General can pursue complaints about solicitations made through landline phones but has no authority over calls over cell phones. The bill would create that authority. Schmidt praised lawmakers for updating the law and said in a statement that the change will protect consumers and their privacy. Business recruiters in McPherson say there are more jobs than people to fill them, and fixing that problem might be out of their reach. The worker shortage gives employees the upper hand in some cases, but in the long run, having abundant options could end up hurting those who jump from job to job. Recruiter Director Casey Morales said the city has been able to pull in workers from surrounding areas, but it would be better to attract more people to live in McPherson. Another business recruiter, Nick Longhofer, says low wages and scheduling issues are factors that keep employers from filling positions. Beyond addressing those problems, he says there isn't much employers can do. This has been a news update from the Salina Post.
Thanks, Randy. And remember, there is always more news and other information on our website. Just click on hayespost.com. Stay tuned. The weather forecast is next.
Stop! Where are we going?
The Sternberg!
Don't get left behind. We're waiting for you here at the Sternberg Museum, where there's always new opportunities for
Discovery under the dome.
It's your wedding day, and all eyes are on the two of you. Show your unique style with tuxedos from Couture for men and women in downtown Hayes. There are hundreds of jackets and vests available to find your style. Make your tuxedo reservations before March 31st and save 10% on tuxedo rentals. And with a reservation of 5 or more, receive your groom's tuxedo rental absolutely free. Show your style and save on tuxedos from Couture for men and women, 12th and Main, Chestnut Street District, downtown Hayes. Since 1992, Riedel's Garden Center has provided quality products and services to our communities in western Kansas. The Garden Center is always full of high-quality perennials and bedding plants, trees and shrubs, as well as yard decor. Riedel's Garden Center specializes in residential and commercial landscaping projects, ranging from small updates to a full makeover including design, irrigation, and lighting. Count on Riedel's Garden Center, west of Hayes on Highway 40, an authorized Fertilome dealer.
Partly cloudy and cold overnight, down to 21 with a wind out of the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunshine during the day on Tuesday with a high in the upper 40s. Tuesday night's going to be clear and 35, and then a windy, warmer day on Wednesday, 65 our high. From the Eagle Stormwatch Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dan Holliday.
And that is HayPost News. I'm Becky Kaiser. Thanks for joining us.